Megan from the Gem Stitchery, and this is Flosstube number 10. Today is Thursday, February 1st, and thank you for joining me. We're going to start out with, I've got some makes I want to show you. I've got a finished stitch, I've got some stitching, and I've got some hauls. So let's get into it. First off, I want to show you some bags I've been making. I'm on a bag making spree because I absolutely love them. In my last episode, I said I was going to sell them on my Instagram page, but I've decided to just list them at Etsy because they'll reach a wider audience. So if you're interested in any of these, that's where you can find them. I'm just going to go through them real quick. This one is bumblebees. Some pretty flowers. Some more bumblebees with some pink speckle. It's got a teeny tiny bit of like rose gold shimmer on that one. This one's for all the chicken lovers out there. Patriotic. And these are new zippers I got in. I love them because they're red and so festive. And they have this little key fob, this little star. So cute. And then here's another patriotic with the red zipper. And that's the last one of those. So I've got some more that I've cut over here. They're just not done being stitched yet. I did have one question, and I apologize for taking so long to get back to you. I forget who it was, but you asked about my floss conversion for the tree lot by Hands on Design. And at first I thought you were asking about Oh Christmas Tree by All Through the Night. And so then I went on an internet search and figured out what dinky dye I used because I don't have any record of it. And then I went back and read your comment to respond, and that's when I realized that you wanted the floss conversion I used for the tree lot. So I have some of the colors here. So I used Grits by Weeks Dye Works, Sparrow by Color and Cotton. It's like a brown khaki color. I used Havana by Weeks, Mistletoe by Classic Colorworks. And then there are two more that I don't have with me because I've used them for other projects. And those are Blue Coat Red and Schoolhouse Red. I believe they're by Weeks, I'm not sure. And then this is my little quick cheat sheet. I'm not sure if you can see if it's focusing or not. So it just tells you what floss I used for each symbol. So hopefully that helps if that was you. Okay, for my 1 FO. So I mentioned in my last floss tube that I'm trying to do 12 Christmas ornaments in 2024. And I'm stitching along with Caroling55 on Instagram. There's a hashtag 12 and 24 Christmas ornaments, or 12 Christmas ornaments in 2024. I'll put it here. And I showed you this last time. So I had some leftover silk, and it was red, so I knew I wanted to do a monochrome piece. So I chose Wish You the Merriest Christmas, or it's called Merriest Christmas. This is a teeny tiny little print. Just gives you an idea. This was designed by Sue Hillis Designs. It's in the 2008 issue of Just Cross Stitch Christmas. I did it 1/1 on 28 count Potato Ada, and I used Tulip Belle Soie. And here she is. I love it. So I'm really proud of it. I love it. And I'm on my way to my 12 and 24. And this one lived in a fun little mini project bag I made. I showed you, I believe it was on my last Flosstube episode, but it's just this cute little mini one. Okay, and next up we've got some whips. The first one is a big one. This is my oldest daughter's Christmas stocking. I started it, I don't know, 2 years ago maybe. And you'll just have to pardon the thread here. It is what it is. I got it out one day when I was at my in-laws. So here's a picture of what it used to look like. And then here's what it currently looks like. So I did a lot of this green here. And all the green is like as close to confetti as the stocking gets, but it is quite a pain because it uses the same like 3 symbols, obviously like 3 or 4 greens, the same greens, but it'll be like 2 stitches and then you count up 3 and over 7 and there's 4 stitches. And so it's a lot of counting and recounting, and do your 2 stitches, mark it off on the working copy, count twice, do your 4 stitches, mark it off on the working copy. So it just goes slow. So I think all of this green took me a full like nap time, which was 2.5, 3 hours. But I like it. I just don't get it out as often as I should. So it was just that one time that I worked on it, but I got some good progress. Whoops. Dropped all the project bags. Okay. Next up is another ornament I'm working on. This is Windows of Faith, Hope, and Peace by Primrose Needleworks. And this is what it's going to look like. Just dropping everything today. Okay, this one is from the 2010 Just Cross Stitch Christmas issue. It's 1/1 and 28 count vintage smoky white, and I'm using Sea Spray by Color and Cotton. Here's my progress. I have not worked on this one in a while, probably just after my last Flosstube, and that's it. I only have, so there's a square here for A and I and Faith, and then a little snowflake here, and then the rest of the snowflake. So 3.5 little squares and I will be done. So I just need to get out and do it. I just keep swirling to this ornament and that ornament and this project and that project. Okay, my next one, so this is one of the ornaments I swirled to. I am stitching, oops, I don't even know if I have the, here we go, okay. So when I first saw this one, I thought it was a Lizzie Kate, but it's not. So this one is called Christmas Joy, and it's by Angel Stitchin'. I am doing mine on a scrap. I believe it's Fiber on a Whim, 28 count, like cream and sugar. But I'm picking my own colors, and this is where I'm at. So not too much, but the thing I like about this one is that it's a lot of block stitching. So like you can see here, the star is supposed to be red. I switched the star to gold, and that's the only actual color change I'm gonna do. Well, I'm gonna do the word joy in red too, instead of like the navy or the black that it calls for. So I'll have a gold star, red words, and then everything else will be the same color. So this will be ornament number 3 once I finish it. And this is my last piece of stitching. So Holly Jones from, I think it's Mrs. Jones Stitches on Instagram and Flosstube, posted that she was doing a Blackbird Smalls exchange. And so I signed up, and my mom signed up, and 2 of our friends from our quilt group signed up. And so it'll be fun to see if any of us get the others. But so far, I did not get anybody that I know, and my mom did not get anybody that she knows. So the only requirement is it has to be a small. I'm not sure if there's an actual dimension restraint, but mine's fine. And it has to have a bird. And so this is one of the ornaments from the Just Cross Stitch Christmas issue. It's from 2013. And this is Peace by Blackbird Designs. And I loved it. I loved the colors. And I actually printed this out a while ago to stitch for me. But I am stitching it for my partner instead. And I like that this could be out for Christmas, but could also be out for winter. So, mine's still in the hoop. Still got the needle. Hold on, let me just finish the stitch so the needle's in the back. Okay. I'm pulling on my own, mostly my own colors, I believe. But still sticking with, you know, the feel. The only thing I changed is the word peace. I made red. In the photo, it's blue. So I wanted, because there is red here and it's in like little berries around the border, but I wanted to pull it in somewhere else. So I thought that'd be a good spot to pull it in. This is 28 count. I don't have a name, but I believe it's Laura's Fabrics from Riverview Stitching. It's a beautiful brown color. It's a little darker in real life than it is on the camera right now, but it's super pretty. I love it. And I love how it's turning out. So I have to mail this off by March 1st, which won't be a problem. I'm probably like a third of the way done with it, so. These are my flosses. I'll just go ahead and show you these. So I actually asked on Instagram, I was between this brown fabric and then like a blue-gray color. And normally I lean more towards like the grays as my neutrals, but because this one has so much gray and blue-gray in the flosses, I just thought the warmth of the brown was a nice contrast. And I was afraid that you wouldn't be able to see all the blues or all the blue grays as much on the gray fabric as you would on the brown fabric. So I did a poll on Instagram and most people wanted the brown fabric. And I will not tell if my partner voted or not. And if my partner did vote, I won't tell whether they wanted the gray or the brown. But I wanted the brown, thought the brown was nicer, so that's what we did. And I'm using all DMCs. So here they are. Whoops. So I think it's really pretty. And the red is just one of the DMC variated reds. This is one I definitely am going to stitch again for myself, because it's too pretty to not have on my tree later this year. Future Megan, totally forgot to show you the haul that I mentioned. That was super exciting, and I don't usually have hauls, so I'm popping back in to show you that. So I every once in a while I'll search for just cross stitch on Facebook Marketplace. And I came across something that was kind of cute, so I clicked on it, and then I clicked on the seller's profile, and you can see everything they're selling. And so this person was selling a lot. Excuse me. So I ended up purchasing a lot, and I was talking to her, and I was asking, you know, like, did you used to stitch? Did you find it at a garage sale? Do you have a friend that stitches who's like scaling back? You know, what's with all these patterns? And she said she does stitch, not as much as she used to, but she has a friend that recently passed away kind of unexpectedly, and so she was helping her friend's son sell her stash. And so I thanked her for that, because it got it into the hands of other stitchers and people that would appreciate that at a discounted price. So I'm going to show you everything I got. I paid $125, which included the $10 in shipping, and I added up the cost of everything. A lot of this has a price sticker on it, and there were a couple of things that didn't. So for the ones that didn't, I just looked it up on 123 Stitch, and when I did that, all those prices added up to $245, I believe. And who knows, like, when these patterns were purchased, so they could be worth more now. I have no idea. Not that they're rare, but like, you know, $5 in 2000 is not $5 in 2024. So let's get into it. This is in no particular order besides the size of the patterns. I just stacked it from smallest to biggest. A lot of it is the Trilogy, Heart in Hand, and Bent Creek, I believe. And thankfully, I think there's 8 fabric pieces. They're all linens or even weaves, and they're all counts that I stitch on, so that was awesome. Okay, this one is A Gathering of Hearts. This one was a steal. So this is Treats United by the Trilogy. And this is like basically kitted up aside from the fabric, because it's in this cute little like CD case kind of thing, which I totally might turn into like a DIY tacky bill or tacky ba, because I do like to do Mill Hill kits. But it came with a beading needle and the little, I don't even know if you can see that, little stars, and then all the threads labeled. It just doesn't have any fabric, so this alone retailed for $23.50 back in the day. Okay, then I got, everything was purchased from Stitches and Things, and if you're not familiar with a store, it was a huge store in Michigan that recently closed, and so this is a 32 count Jobelin lamb's wool, 11 by 17. They're all like taupey neutral color, so it's perfect. This one's 32 count Belfast Natural. Another Belfast Natural 32 count. This one's 32 count Summer Khaki. And this one was not named, but it's definitely like a natural. You can tell by the feel of it. But it's a rather large piece. It's folded. Okay. Then, oh, so they were all sorted by size. Now I sorted them by seasons. That's what I did. Okay, this is Lizzie Kate Spring 4 Seasons. So I did get all the 4 seasons. And this is what it looks like if you want to stitch it all together, which I'm not. I'm going to stitch them all individually so they can go in my little kitchen dough bowl. Bent Creek Romance. And some of these I'm going to keep. A lot of them will keep. Some of them will go into my mom's advent calendar. So I did text her and my sister my spoils, and I said, hey mom, see anything you like? And she said, oh yeah, a whole bunch. I said, well, just text me and let me know so I can get those to you. So this is Lizzie Kate Spring Alphabet, and it did come with the little charms and buttons. The Trilogy Springology. Bent Creek Love. Not a Valentine stitcher, but these couple of patterns are making me want to be. Heart and Hand Spring Medley. And this one did come with Jabco button pack. Okay, now moving on to summer. So we have Lizzie Kate Summer House. Lizzie Kate Summer ABCs Snippet. The Trilogy Happy Flag Day. The Trilogy Glory. Erica Michaels Liberty Games, and this was actually on my 1, 2, 3 wish list, so I will be taking that off. Lizzie Kate Summer Alphabet with the buttons and charms. the Trilogy Summerology. And so all these Trilogy-ologies, I'm not going to do together. I'm just going to do them individually. Summer Medley by Heart and Hand. Okay, moving on to Autumn and Halloween. So Autumn, 4 seasons. Lizzie Kate Snippet Autumn ABCs. Bent Creek the Pumpkin Flower Sampler. I think it's covered up by a sticker. And this one came with the buttons as well. Lizzie Kate Autumn Alphabet. Oh, this has a little squirrel charm. That's cute. Another piece of linen. This is 32 count Belfast Natural. I'm sorry, 32 count Belfast Dirty Linen. And it's 9 by 32 because it's stapled to this Spooky Row by Bent Creek. So this is obviously what it was purchased for. So I like these patterns, and I like the Lizzie Kate, the little skinny rows. I know you know what I'm talking about. They're like 1.5 inches tall and like 15 inches long. I just hate that they're 15 inches long. Like this one is on 32 count linen, it's 17.5 inches long and 1 3/4 inches tall. I just hate that they're so like long and skinny because I don't know where I would put that or what I would do with it. So I don't know if I'll stitch this. It does have some cute motifs though, so I was totally thinking that I could like stitch just the cauldron or the funky little pumpkins or the vulture at the back there. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Trilogy Autumnology. Bent Creek Autumn Soapbox. Bent Creek Gobble. This is awesome because I'm always looking for Thanksgiving patterns. Heart and Hand Autumn Medley. And then moving on to Winter and Christmas, this is Lizzie Kate 4 Seasons Winter. The Trilogy Jingle. Lizzie Kate Winter Alphabet. The Trilogy Winterology. Bent Creek Christmas Row. Again, may not do the whole thing, but those are some super cute motifs in there. At first, it's hard to see the detail. I thought this was like sheep, and I'm like, why in the world are there sheep pulling the sleigh? But it's popcorn and cranberry garland for the tree. Heart and Hand Winter Medley. And this was just random Bent Creek Animal Arches. So that was my spoil. I was so dang excited. Now I'm just trying my best not to squirrel and start something in there while I'm got goals of like progress on Christmas stockings, progress on Christmas ornaments, getting my whip count down, that kind of thing. So we'll see how long I last, but back to the rest of the video. Okay, I do have one more non-stitching related sewing that I've been doing, and I want to share and show you because I'm very proud of it. Okay, so this is the All the Things Tote pattern by, I believe, Knot and Thread on Instagram. I'll put it down below. But I have wanted to do this pattern since it came out, I think 2 years ago, and she did a sew along at the beginning of this year. It's still going on now. I think actually this is the last week, or it's ending tomorrow. I'm not sure. But I made this for my daughter, for my 4-year-old, because I thought it would be perfect for a couple road trips we have coming up. And it's nice and wide, and it can hold a lot of toys, and it fits in the seat between her and her sister. So her favorite color is pink. So I used a bunch of fabrics from my stash, fussy cut some things, and I just did a gradient from the white all the way down to the darkest pink, and it does go on the bottom and then on the other side. And I fussy cut the D from Heather Ross or Heather Ross Fabrics. Her name starts with a D. And then on the side, I have some more Heather Ross fussy cuts, these cute little gnomes. And this is a pocket. And then on this side, there's another fussy cut from Heather Ross and another pocket. And then up top, I actually designed and added this zipper panel. So normally it's just supposed to be open. This is a separating zipper panel so that if you don't want to use it, or if she doesn't want to use it, you just unzip it and it just hangs down the sides of the bag and totally out of the way. But I just thought it was nice because it holds your stuff in, not completely because it is open a little on the sides, but it holds most of your things in. If you have to use it when you're running to and from the car and it's wet or rainy or snowy outside, it'll keep your items dry. And so I love it. She loves it. If you go on my Instagram, I'm the Gym Stitchery. I posted photos of this, and at the end there's a little video of me surprising her with it because she did not know it was for her. She was with me like the whole step or the whole process through. She saw every step of the way. She'd make little comments like, "Oh, Mama, I love your fabric," or "Oh, look how cute the gnome is," or "Look how cute the D is," or "I like your strawberries," or "Oh, I like that pink color, Mama." And then as it was getting closer towards the end, she goes, "Mama, maybe we can share your bag. Maybe you can share with me and we can both use it." And I was like, "Yeah, maybe Mama can share the bag," or "I'm glad you like all this pink fabric." And she's a really smart kid, but she never quite like put together D, hey, Mama's name doesn't start with a D, because she knows my real name is Megan. But it was cute. It was cute to see her reaction. She loved it. She's all excited about it, and she's gotten quite a bit of use out of this. So the one change I did make besides adding the zipper panel is it calls for an acrylic support in here insert from by Annie, and I think the insert was like $12 or $14. And I just, A, was impatient. I didn't want to wait for it to come in the mail. And then B, I was like, well, I already paid for the pattern and I paid for the foam stabilizer. I was like, I didn't want to pay another like $12 to $15 for the insert. Plus, I didn't want it to be removable. I just wanted it to be in the bag. So I went ahead and used a really stiff fusible Pellin. I'm not sure which one it was. I'll put it here. I'll look it up. But it's double-sided fusible interfacing. And I sewed it into the base of the bag before I put the pockets on the side panels. And then I realized that was a mistake. Because when you put the interfacing on, it's really, really stiff and it does not bend, which made binding the rounded corners here at the base very, very difficult. So I am in the process of making one of these bags for myself, and then after that I will be making one for my mom. So I'm still going to use the same interfacing, but what I'm going to do is just make like essentially like a pillowcase, except it will be stitched on all four sides and fused and everything, and I'll just have that be an insert. So I'll take it out when I'm sewing the binding on, and then once I'm done with the bag, it will just live in the bag forever. Unless I want to wash it, I guess I could take it out, which probably would have been a good thing to do on a bag for a kid, but you know, you live and learn. So there it is. She loves it. I love it, and I'm super duper proud of it. So I'm actually going to pause real quick because I want to go grab my panels I've made and show you, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. So my daughter's is all pink, obviously. So I'm calling mine Rainbow Explosion. So what I did is I fussy cut all my fabric that was either Heather Ross or Tula Pink. And if you're familiar with quilting fabrics, you know that both of those designers have lots of bright fabrics, especially Tula Pink. So I did a Heather Ross panel and a Tulip Pink panel. So here we go. So this is my Heather Ross panel. So I went from the reds down to the pinks and purples. And I'm going to go in a little closer so you can see. So this is one side, and then this is the Tulip Pink side. And I love it. So I decided for mine, I didn't want to like quote unquote waste fabric, my fussy cuts for the bottom, because I do have more fussy cuts of each designer's fabric, but the bottom's going to get dirty and no one's going to see it, so it did kind of feel like a waste to put it down there. So what I've decided to do is, I don't have it with me, it's in another room, but I have a black and white, it almost looks like cross stitch fabric. It's like a white fabric, but it's got tons of black X's all over it. And so I'm going to use that as the bottom of the bag. And I'm also considering putting little metal feet on it so that hopefully most of the bag won't actually touch the floor. And then for my pockets on the side, I've got more fussy cuts that are neutrals, so either like whites, creams, taupes, blacks. And then for the actual pocket here, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet. I haven't figured that out. And I haven't decided on binding or handle fabric or, you know, zipper insert fabric, but I've got the panels done. So the bag would go pretty quick if you just did the entire outside in one piece of fabric, which is what she calls for. I'm just making it more difficult because it'll look awesome and it's worth it. So yeah, this is going to be my stitchy bag once I'm done. So it's going to house all of my project bags when I'm going somewhere. Or if I'm going somewhere for like a day trip, it would be great for like your overnight bag, because you need like one outfit, pair of pajamas, stitching, toothbrush, underwear, right? If you haven't noticed, I'm pretty low maintenance. I only wear makeup when I have like someplace to go, an occasion or whatever. So that's all for the stitchy update. I'll do a little life update here, but if you're not into that, thanks for joining me. I hope to see you next time. And next time, this is all gonna look different because I'll be in Texas. So see you then. Okay, so if you're here for the life update, that was a little bit of a life update. So my husband's grandfather passed away probably 2 weeks ago. He lived a very long life. He was 90, almost 90 and a half years old. It was not sudden or a surprise. We all kind of knew it was coming. So we drove 4 hours to Chicago for his funeral. And that's when my daughter got to use her bag for the first time. So that was kind of like the trial run. We close on our current house February 16th. And then we close on our new house February 9th. So my husband's actually there right now doing like walkthroughs and inspections and all that. So that is exciting. You know, we're all like, we're planning, where are we going to put this? And what are we going to do with this room? And I've got some shelves in the kitchen that are perfect for like little dough bowls or little stitching finishes. And I'm so excited to get something there. So I will definitely be sharing that once it's all up and decorated. And yeah, so here I've just been hanging with the girls, doing play dates, visiting my in-laws, lots of story time at the library. Yesterday we went and it was all about Groundhog's Day, and I got to play with flashlights, and my 4-year-old loved that because she's constantly playing with flashlights here at the house. In fact, yesterday she got mad at me because I wouldn't let her turn off every single light in the house when it was already dark outside to use her flashlight. So we had a bunch of snow. We had probably, I don't know, like 6 inches, and then it all melted, and now it's sunny for the first time in like weeks and like 38 degrees. So it's an amazing day today. We're gonna go do a play date with some cousins. My local stitching group is meeting tomorrow for like an all-day stitch, which I probably won't go to because my in-laws are leaving for Florida tomorrow, so there will be nobody to watch my girls. A little sad about that, but I'll get to go to stitching one more time before I move. I was rooting for the Lions to win, and they were winning, and then I don't know what happened. They like fell asleep in the field. But I'm a Saints fan, but it would have been really cool if the Lions actually got to the Super Bowl while we were living in Michigan. But, oh well. And then I think that's it in terms of stitching. I'm just going to be working on that Blackbird small, honestly. I'll be stitching some more project bags, finishing these up. We'll see them in my Etsy shop if you're interested. Otherwise, yeah. I will see you again in probably closer to 3 weeks, but we'll see. Until then, happy stitching, guys. Bye.